Join me, Steve, the Ponytail Pensioner, and Andy, my great walking mate, as we complete the 630 miles of the mighty Southwest Coast Path. We had walked 51 legs already. There were just 3 final walks to do, and we did them on consecutive days in the autumn one year, not so long ago. So we tramped along the last few miles of beach at Studland, took in one of the finest views of the whole 630 miles, and scampered around a very full Weymouth Cove at the beginning of our penultimate day's walking. Andy and me are off. Chesil Beach to Weymouth Cove, so Weymouth to Weymouth Cove. Here's my walking muchacho, Andy.
Good morning.
Early doors in Weymouth. Obviously Weymouth's elite live here. They're so posh, they don't even have a pavement. It's a grassy verge. So it's not the fort with a pointless gun aimed inland. A bit worrying. What the good folk of Dorchester ever done. Lovely portico. I want to know why you can't go on Cretaceous. Well, walking fans, this is more like it. All is good with the world. And we've walked out of Weymouth to the north, and we're now heading pretty much due east. Well, this is a handsome place. We're at Osmington Mills. Well, somewhere around about Ringstead Bay, I think, on the way towards Whitenose. And Andy and me are having a spotto luncheon. My compadre down there munching on his apple. Well, it's not often I get emotional. Andy and me now, we've done 600 miles, god damn it, on this incredible adventure of ours, the Southwest Coast Path. And you know, in this 52nd leg, I don't think I've seen a finer view than that. So you drop all the way down in, and then you go up to the other side. Oh, not very much. Trust me, walking fans, it is. Andy and I, us two, and 2 old ramblers, would have walked 600 miles from Minehead, Somerset, the whole of North Devon, the whole of North Cornwall, the tremendous West Penwith, West Cornwall, the whole of South Cornwall, the whole of South Devon, East Devon, into Dorset, where we are now. Humbled, daunted, proud, amazed, can't believe I've done it. Andy and I have walked 600 miles to this headland. This is Swire Head, and we're 200 feet or so above sea level. Walked 600 miles, got about a mile to go to Weymouth Cove.
Just 30 to go to complete the whole 630 total mileage. Nearly done. 2 days more walking, about an hour.
We're belting along. What an amazing day, and what a beautiful coastline. Well, this magnificent dry valley here has the memorable name of Scratchy Bottom, and this little narrow gully here, I used to come up it with my students. Well, very much at the end of our pre-penultimate day's walk on the mighty Southwest Coast Path, we've done what can only be described as a long walk. We've done about 16 miles today.
Look at the milestone, it says Weymouth 10.5.
Oh, I don't believe that little rubbish. Those milestones have an existential problem. That was a fantastic day's walk. Andy's hobbling. He's walking gingerly, but he is a ginger, so what do you expect? First operator error of the day is we're going to have a nice walk around the beach. The bloody tide's right in.
I'm sure there's people over there saying, look at those 2 crazy idiots scrambling underneath the cliffs over there.
Just one bit and then it's freedom. This is the famous Lulworth fossil forest, and I'm homing in on the much photographed mound of algae that grew around a Jurassic tree 150, 160 or so million years ago, and here it is. A little bit shaped like a polo mint.
So this is all new to me, and thrilling it is. Did I say that with enough?
You said that with passion.
Enough conviction.
Nothing more exciting or thrilling than a demanding walk when it's ahead of you. You gradually change your mind on that as the day progresses. Well, something slightly less than 30 miles to do from where we are right now, walking on the perimeter of the Lulworth firing ranges, the majestic Warbarrow Bay, and it really is a sight to behold. Big walk up over that down, then we drop all the way down towards shore level, and then back up again, down again on the far side, and then up again towards Kimmeridge Bay and Chapman's Pool, and then the end of our walk, that big headland in the distance. I tell you what, that was a great climb. Arish Mell. So we dropped down there. I can see some magnificent strip lynchets ahead. There's a fort on top of the next hill, which is called Rings Hill. My word, what a splendid spot. We've just had the report of a geological find.
The first fossil I've found on this trip, found made of ironstone, and it's a belemnite. Steve reckons it's a live ammunition. I did find it in my leg, and there was a searing pain when I found it. But
that is very scary. So that is most definitely a bullet onto a rather impressive, almost volcano profile hill called Rings Hill. Andy and me have been walking for a couple of hours now. Rather depressingly, we've only walked just over 3 miles. Stopping at a picnic table for a cup of coffee. 400 plus feet up at this hill fort. And I'm mystified by something really obvious. Where the hell did they get water from? They were tough folk in those days. So this is the sermon on the Round Barrow. Oh, I just did a descent like no other. So a couple of civilians ahead that I had to get past, and Andy suddenly decided to go off piste. He went off the path to the side, followed in hot pursuit, and I did an impeccable slalom run. So I used my poles and I planted them downslope and I pivoted around them. It was awesome. And my knees feel fucked, and then I feel great. So enjoyed that. Well, I'm on the ascent from Warbarrow Bay, and away to the left of me, hunkered down in the valley, is Tyneham, and everybody who lived there, not very many, were shunted out, never to return. And apparently yesterday we walked right by a medieval version of the same, somewhere near Ringstead, and I completely neglected to find it. I'll just have to do this all over again. Dark, foreboding cliffs of Kimmeridge clay. Well, this is a much visited place for me. Kimmeridge Bay. Brought generations of students here to study the geology. Loved every single trip. Kimmeridge Nodding Donkey. Isn't that marvellous? Pumping up oil from down below. We're at Clavel's Tower. We're about halfway on our day of severe walking. So we're climbing the monumental edifice of Hound's Tout. Or is it Hound's Toot? I need my Dorset walking fans to advise me on the pronunciation. Well, Andy and me have walked all that today. We're now at the top of Hound's Tout. Done it, walking fans. We're in a pretty amazing spot, Ron. A big headland called St Albans or St Adhelms. I'm looking back west. This isolated place, but rather a splendid small memorial. And it's a memorial to the Royal Marines, in which Stan Bennett served. My dad.
It's a shame that human beings behave the way they do, that require you to have people to give their lives for the rest of us.
Well, Andy and me are joyfully walking along what we thought was a plateau, and to my utter disbelief, there is what can only be described as a fucking huge valley. We were warned, it's graded severe, and severe it is, right to the sodding end. Marvellous. It has echoes of the Ten Valley Day. It has echoes of Boscastle and the Hillsborough Steps. The ones ahead, I don't think I could even bring myself to film them. Relentlessly straight, and before we get to them, we've got to go steeply down. Got to go all the bloody way down and go all the way up again. Well, descent mode achieved. We're now going to go up. I don't know who it is, but it looks like at the top the Angel of Death is waiting. St Albans Steps done. A little chapel to St Aldham. Frankly, I care not a jot who he was. I would have been a he. They nearly always are. Cute little building, but I don't know, I've had a fuck enough of saints. Just coming into the village of Worthmatravers. Beautiful walk today, but brutal. Leg 53 is done. And so am I. Leaves on the lane that we're walking down. My compadre beside me.
Good morning. International Old People's Day today.
And we're walking leg 54 of the Southwest Coast Path. At the end of this walk, would have completed it. And that's all there is, I have to say, at this stage of the proceedings. Because yesterday slaughtered us.
We'll have to talk to the association, the Southwest Coast Path Association, which we are members, to inform them that we have joined the long list of completers.
So, Worth, my Travers, been nice knowing you. Andy's forgotten to bring his phone with him today, and I've forgotten my walking poles. Never mind, they're a bloody encumbrance at times, the poles. The phone less so, because it impedes Andy's padlock photography ability, so I shall be deputising if required. Has to be said, after what we've, I'm going to say endured, I mean enjoyed, the last few days in terms of ups and downs, this is a descent and a bit of steppage on the far side that I think Andy and me can cope with. Do you concur?
I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, this is manageable at the moment. Ask me again later on. Might be a different answer.
So here he comes, left foot suitably repaired.
Application of a plaster. I was getting a little bit sensitive.
Yeah.
That's the downside of wearing wet socks all day yesterday, to prevent irritation getting any worse.
Yes. It's just me that provides the irritation.
Yeah, so you beat me to it.
Bloody charming! A quite remote feel again. I'm quite looking forward to actually getting to Swanage and seeing a bit of human activity. I like my solitude, I like my peace and quiet on the coast path, but it was a lonely remote day yesterday, and it's been the same so far. So we've cracked on this morning, big crack on. Oh, I think we're approaching the 6 mile mark. That's a big bite out of the cake of the final day. So this is an understated spot, isn't it? I wanted to see a bit of humanity, and now I'm seeing it, I've changed my mind. Andy's studying the earth intently, as are the fellow Dilston headers. Andy was photobombing. Excellent work. Coffee time on walk 54, folks. Well, this is quite a thing, walking fans. And right now, my best beloved is all the way down there, near the Cape of Good Hope. And it says here, rest and admire. Can't, mate, too busy walking. Peveril Point down there. Oh, I just had a marvellous example of the Andy two-step shuffle, which was engaged yesterday on a perilous descent from Rings Hill. Little do we know at that stage how much more ascending and descending we're going to do. We've just done an overtaking manoeuvre on the path coming north out of Durlston Castle, and some slow-moving civilian traffic was just burnt off by the two-step shuffle, a new part of the coast path walking repertoire. Shame we only discovered it on the penultimate day's walk. So a view across Swanage Bay, looking towards Handfast Point. That's the chalk, final bit of chalk we've got to walk across, so that's our walk ahead. Swanage seafront, not been here for a heck of a long time. I'm walking along some railway tracks, which are almost for sure to do with the stone quarries around here. Lovely balustrades up there, like that, balconies. Just had a marvellous interaction with some very proud beach hut dwellers here. Told me that they're very economically priced during the winter months, or from the 21st of September. And I like that. They've got electricity. It's a beach hut with electricity. So right at the end of the Coast Path adventure, I found some of the top beach huts. I really like the fact that they're properly painted. None of this pastel shade stuff. No stripes, mind you. I don't mind a stripe. Swanage, top marks, Premier League. So this could be the top sign on the whole coast path. No minibuses, caravannettes or other vehicles adapted for eating, sleeping or cocking. Well, ahead, straight ahead, lies the very last climb we've got to do. That's Ballard Down. Well, it turns out there are steps onto this chalk downland. So my mind turns to a lot of things now, with the prospect of the last ascent dead ahead of me for Andy and me. This sort of kind of feeling of we're at the end of this incredible adventure. 30 months has taken us. This is the 54th walk. Several week-long trips, about 4, 2 fortnight-long trips, and several short ones, 3 or 4 nights like this one. And even 2 day trips, one to the Isle of Portland and one for the very first day, which was an act of madness from Minehead down to, well, Exmoor. 3 Prime Ministers, a record number of pairs of underpants on one trip. For a week, Andy had 24 to cover all possible eventualities. It feels kind of monumental. In short, it's bloody marvellous, and I don't half feel glad I've done it, nearly. Well, that, walking fans, is the first view that Andy and me have of the end. Well, this is it, walking fans, this is the last set of cliffs. So a memorable set of cliffs to finish on. Really is. And all of the last several miles has been on the beautiful firm sands of Studland Beach. We've got through the nudist colony. So here we are, we're at Studland. We're in sight of the finish line. It's just behind me. The chain ferry is on its way across. It's all over.
But the adjective that sums up the whole adventure for me, and succinctly put, is intoxicating.
The reason I enjoyed this so much was that it was about something really fundamental, friendship.